on the basis that they believed £350 million per week extra was going to go into the NHS. Yeah. There's no getting away from the commitment that was made there, no wriggling around, oh, it was an aspiration or it was a mistake. That was the commitment that many, many Labour voters believed would be delivered on if we left the European Union.
In that case, let me say two things. First, the honourable member and the Remain side were singularly ineffective in rubbishing it, despite that I heard it being rubbished many times. Secondly, he's saying that working-class voters, Labour voters, would have voted to stay if they'd known it was only £200 million a week, but were prepared to vote to leave for £350 million. He's put a price on their vote of the difference between those two sums, which I don't find true. I will continue, if I may. Because if it was a lie for the Leave side to refer to our gross contribution without netting off the money we get back, we're not Remain campaigners just as dishonest to focus on money we get back without mentioning the contribution we make? Yet Remainers frequently claimed, with no rebuttal from the BBC, that the EU gives millions of pounds to universities, to researchers, to farmers, to regions, etc., with no mention that the British taxpayers contribute £2 or £3 for every £1 returned to us. They cannot have it both ways, that it's wrong for one side to mention the gross figure, but not for the other. Now, I doubt if the outcome would have been any different if the Leave Battle Bus had painted £200 million per week on its side rather than 350. As I said, I meet countless voters who said, my heart is for Leave, but my pocket says stay. They were convinced by Project Fear that they would be worse off if we left the EU. And the Treasury analysis of the immediate economic impacts of leaving the EU said, a vote to leave would represent an immediate and profound shock to our economy. That shock will push our economy into a recession and lead to an increase in unemployment of around 500,000. GDP will be 3.6% smaller, average real wages will be lower, inflation higher, sterling weaker, house prices would be hit and public borrowing would rise compared with a vote to remain. And on top of that, we were promised a punishment budget, which would take away benefits from the sick, the disabled and the elderly. None of those things, I'm happy to say, have occurred. There was some hope from one or two members on the other side that they will occur in due course.